This stage is actually not as bad as people say.
Yeah, it's wet.
It's
usually
wet.
what makes people dislike it, but...
It's slow, but it's not really that hard, just tedious. But the thing is, it seems hard because in Sonic you want to go fast.
Yeah. And because you're slowed down, it's hard to react to what's going on around you.
Yeah.
That
Run, little
around
seal. Yep. However, the air bubbles are actually pretty spacious here, and, well, I won't complain given what comes later.
Yeah. You ever notice that they put the burrow box right next to Bubbles?
Huh. I never actually noticed that. I noticed that they aren't very well hidden, but... and yet somehow some of them still manage to ambush me from time to time. That's just probably poor playing on my part, or something. I wanna say that fish enemy's name is Jaws, if I remember correctly from the comic. But it might be something else. I have my iPad with me, I can look it up. It's crazy how we started humming at the same time. And narrowly avoided death there. I believe this is the part where... Okay, this is not the part where I get gibbed by face planting straight into... Okay, that's the part.
Right into a mace.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if those maces were made of party ball materials.
Also, forgetting where spikes.
Forgetting where things are and almost getting crushed to death by spikes. And getting crushed by spikes is a lot worse than getting crushed. Because it's more painful. I'm looking up the enemy names now. Let's see. Oh, it is Jaws. Okay. I do know my enemy names. Cool. So yeah, drowning has never really been an issue for me in this stage. I play well. I say drowning's never been an issue for me in this stage as I get
you
very
nearly
close.
drowned how many times?
Yeah, but the water level dropped, so all is good. And surprise spikes.
Yeah.
Hey, Orbinaut.
So how many times did it take you to record this?
Not very many. I want to say I only had to, like, re-record once or twice. Really, Spring Yard took a longer of a time because of the boss and the special stages. Remove the special stages from the equation, and that takes away a lot of re-records. Despite how telegraphed these spikes, these pointy spear things are, you'd be surprised how many times they get me. Also, hey there, Burrowbot. Thanks for that. Thank you.
Meanwhile, it looks like you're going backwards there.
Yeah, I forgot what was over there. Also, that was a really cool looking skid stop. Whoa! And this zone, I think, is a bit longer than Act 1. Or this act. Yes, zones and acts are the same thing, as we can clearly tell by the title cards. Also, I was prepared for the Labyrinth Zone Act 3 water slide there. So it caught me off guard for a bit. Skillful jump button holding. Because, you know that feature... Timing! You know that feature in Sonic where if you hold the jump button as you hit something like a monitor or an enemy, and I think this is only in the classic Sonic games, but if you hold it during that time, you'll start to elevate towards the height that you were before you hit the enemy. It's a lot easier to figure out than it is to explain.
Well, that was actually common in platformers in the air. You see the same thing in Mario's.
Yeah, but in those cases, hey there, standing jump. In those cases, like, you just hold in the button to jump, higher off of an enemy. In Sonic's case, he jumps as high as his elevation, so if you jumped from a very, very, very high place, recoil! It's very common to see in speedruns, I think, especially for that of Sonic 2.
Yeah. Basically, he keeps his energy.
Yeah. It's sad that they took that out in Sonic, in the later Sonic games, but it's still present in 3. And Knuckles. And 3 and Knuckles.
And Knuckles.
3 CD and Knuckles and Knuckles.
I'm gonna have to overlay that when I do the encode.
Yes. Also, Ebbles are trolls for when they don't appear, and also trolls when they do appear when you don't want them to. Air Bubbles, the ultimate trolls of Sonic games. Am I right?
You're absolutely right.
Yep. It's definitely better how Freedom Planet handled Air Bubbles.
Sounds like the developers of Freedom Planet learned from the mistakes of Sonic Team.
Yeah. I've actually spoken with the developer of Freedom Planet, Strife. Earthquake! Yeah, and I interviewed Strife with a few people, and that video is actually up on the Planet Atlas Network. A channel which I mentioned a long time ago as, oh, by the way, the infamous Infinite Water Slide segment that everyone hates.
Whee! I'm sure that'd be fun to ride down a water slide that long for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. Not quite.
Well, you kinda have to jump to get in there.
Yeah! Tell that to pass me. And nope. At least you didn't have to go for another ride.
That's true.
I forget what I was talking about regarding Stripe, and oh yeah, I talked about it was either this channel or my previous channel mentioned the Planet Atlas Network as the channel I was going to be active on, and after I made that announcement, Plum had to go to college, and it just kind of sunk into nothingness. Maybe, like, we had a few Cards Against Humanity games and one 100% Orange Juice game, but other than that, we weren't really active. I remember I shipped Plum with Springtrap. Yeah, and the thing is, I was the card czar, and the options were, I forget one of them was like a rapper, I think, and then there was Lilac, a character from Freedom Planet that he would have preferred to have been shipped with. And I was like, I don't know whether to ship you with the purple guy or the purple dragon. And he was like, no, just whichever's safer. Okay, and I chose Springtrap. And he zoomed in on that part in the video. Yeah, it was... It caught... Everyone burst out laughing. It was... Hilarity ensued, basically. I'm sorry, Plum, but I had to. And later on, after that, I got shipped with pizza twice. Yep, I don't have an explanation for that one.
It's just what the cards came up as.
Well, actually, I was the card czar for those as well. And those just seemed to, and pizza just seemed, it was an available option, and it seemed like the safest option at the time.
Oh boy, the boss levels.
Yeah. So this boss is, not a boss at all. It's just an obstacle course. You actually kind of want to take this slow, but the water rising tries to discourage you. Wow, I'm good at talking when trying to yawn. It tries to discourage you from going slow, and I was actually really close to drowning here, but... Well, the important thing is, I didn't. Not drowning is a good thing to do.
Yeah, it's a very useful thing to know how to do.
And the music started twice there. You know.
Programming errors.
Yay, programming errors. Those are very common in Sonic games, but it's okay, because that's why we love them.
Yep.